going to introduce our next amazing speaker for today. So Sana, if you want to turn on your sound and video, I'm going to introduce you. So Sana Scott is a spiritual-based artist and an elemental life coach from Bellingham, Washington. As a mother herself, she empowers women and mothers to return to their most authentic selves through her art, mentoring, courses, guided meditations, and speaking. She is certified in hypnotherapy, breathwork, yoga, somatic movement, and is a trauma-informed practitioner and intuitive. Please welcome our next amazing speaker for today, Sana Scott.
Hello. Thank you so much, Charla. Welcome, everyone. So first and foremost, I have a question. What would life be like if we did not resist what was already divinely ours? What if life was just waiting for us to say yes and to allow in the good? A potent teaching for the feminine is to learn how to receive and become her most magnetic self. This is incredibly powerful in business, abundance, money, love, and in living your most vibrant life. So today, I'm going to walk you through uncovering the 6 steps to receiving. The most important thing is rest, deep listening, somatic and nervous system healing, so we live life in alignment, truly enjoying life instead of overperforming. And we'll end today with a mini meditation and a practice to receiving in ease. So first, I welcome you to settle. Wherever you are, find a space where you're just a bit more comfortable, because I'm going to guide you through something. First and foremost, imagine an acorn. This acorn will become a tree one day. It's in its design, its blueprint, to become a magnificent tree. And when it's in the fertile soil and it grows, don't you think it's just loving life, growing? Don't you think that maybe it doesn't question its worth? It doesn't question its beauty. It doesn't question its path. It just is. What if that same life force through that tree, through that acorn, is the same life force that moves through us? We are energetic beings. It's scientifically proven, and we have an electromagnetic field. And around the human is this donut-looking torus shape. We are this energetic radio towers that are constantly emitting out into the universe in the form of our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, what we allow into our realities. It's the quantum, and it's all right here. Your dreams, your desires, your possibilities, and your soul is encoded with this blueprint and the divine design of your life. You are inherently worthy just by living, by being, by breathing, by experiencing, by being here. So what if we practiced tuning this radio tower, our frequencies, into the desired outcome? What if instead we were the ones that were actually blocking our desires through feelings and beliefs of unworthiness, of doubting ourselves, the fear of being our authentic self and showing up? So I'm going to ask again, what would life be like if we didn't resist what was already divinely ours? So I'm going to ask you also this question as well. How are you signaling to the universe where you can't receive? not letting someone open the door for you, I'll get it. I got it. Thank you. When someone gives you a compliment, do you struggle to receive it? Do you deny it, redirect it, dismiss it? Or if you're like me, I often carry my water bottle everywhere. And when someone offers me a drink of water or a glass of water or coffee, I say, I'm good. But what if that was a subtle moment, an opportunity of an energetic exchange, an opportunity to be in reception? Doesn't it feel so good when you give a gift to someone and they receive it and it lights them up? Have you ever given a gift to someone and they reject it or struggle to receive it? It does not feel good being denied when giving. And we are depriving ourselves as well when someone wants to give to us or when the universe wants to give to us. We are the ones that limit ourselves. And there's no shame here, because I also want to name that we've been deeply conditioned through our family, through religion, through society, through our culture, even multiple cultures across the globe. And so we may also carry ancestral conditions and thought patterns and beliefs and unprocessed conscious programs. So for me personally, I used to have thoughts like, I can do this on my own. I'm independent and I don't need others. I'm not enough. I have to work really hard to earn my living or reputation, my worth. And I personally have had so many relationships where I became the over-nurturer, the breadwinner. And I desperately struggled and was burnt out and constantly flat out taken advantage of for years. I used to struggle so much with the feeling of needing to control or plan my life. I mean, I was that girl that had that 3-year, that 1 year, that 5-year, that 10-year plan. I had it planned out. And it was actually a survival mechanism because it made me feel safe thinking I was in control. It was also heavily taught and ingrained in me. I learned to push through. I learned to keep going. I learned not to rest. And in my own periods, my menstrual cycle, I fought through them. I pushed through them. I suppressed the pain. I hated them, actually. I've known since I was 5 years old. 5 years old that I wanted to be an artist. I painted every day. I drew. I loved it. I loved creating. But as I got older, I was redirected by my father in particular that I had to go after something that could make money. That my college had to be something that was aligned with business. So I did. I was deeply conditioned to, be this good girl, to be the person, the people pleaser, and to also put my own will, my own knowing aside. And I put myself on the back burner. I suppressed my desires. I stopped making art. I put my career as an artist on the back burner, thinking it wasn't possible for me. I became an energy engineer, and I went the corporate route in the construction industry for almost 15 years. But deep down, I thought and struggled with so much turmoil. I thought who I was and was inherently wrong. And energy engineering was like nails on a chalkboard. It just did not come easy for me. It was so painful. Every day it felt like I was walking upriver, fighting it every day. And as a woman that's worked in the corporate world, trying to keep up in a man's world, in the construction industry for 15 years, I learned that I'm not a man. Shocker. And so I struggled through extreme health issues, toxic, narcissistic, unhealed empath relationships. And one day I became a single mom, and I knew this wasn't the way. And I remember looking into my baby's eyes, which mirrored my own inner child. And I had a turning point where I wanted to model to my child that he can do anything he truly desired, and that I would back him up no matter what. And that I want to tell him and instill in him, you can have a beautiful life by your design. There had to be another way. And I felt so depleted and so exhausted. So over the past 7 years, I dedicated to learning how to unlearn, actually, the programming of overperforming, proving, working hard, needing to earn, the beliefs of I have to sacrifice and strive. And I walked away from a $100,000 salary corporate job. And to be honest, the hardest part wasn't even that. The hardest part were reclaiming the parts of me, loving those parts of me that felt shame, and reparenting myself, practicing daily, showing up for myself daily, rebuilding that trust. And I'm really happy to say that I've deepened my spirituality, and through this experience cultivated trust within myself and with God. And I've been able to find a well deep within me where I feel so at peace, connected, and alive. So I've allowed myself to feel and unpack these beliefs and these programs. And I became liberated layer by layer by layer and began to open up to my true knowing. I also learned how to flow with my menstrual cycle and understand my hormones. I learned how to actually be in tune with the natural cycle of life and nature and flow with life instead of against it. And incredible things began to open up. Over the pandemic, I began to paint again. I poured my heart into my art and it sold. I am now an established intuitive artist. And this last year, I found the most perfect coaching program to weave in all my passions. So I became an elemental life coach. Getting to also help women and people with unblocking these creative blocks because, girl, I've been through it all. The scariest part was saying yes. And I chose to retrain my nervous system to wellness. That radio dial that I talked about in the beginning, it's about tuning. And that's also bringing your body along with you. And so much of our bodies carry these emotions, these times where you didn't get to fully express yourself or feel your emotions fully. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I began to trust life. More importantly, I began to trust myself. And I felt so deeply that something was moving me and is moving me. So I'm asking you, what would it feel like to trust the great intelligence of life? To trust the unfolding of your life, your becoming, and to believe that everything is working out for you in your favor? How can we flow with the river instead of walking up it? How can we see those moments of redirection as actually divine protection, where you're being redirected? I used to play this video game on the Nintendo 64. It was Mario Kart 64. And there's this Donkey Kong thing, what's it called? Like course. And every time you drove off course and you fell off course, this coconut would smack you in the head and it would knock you back on course. And I always like to joke that like when I'm being redirected, I'm like, I'm getting hit in the head with a coconut. So can you give yourself the permission to open the floodgates of your good, to name and declare that you are worthy and that you don't have to work hard for it? I'm not saying to not take action, but instead to take aligned action, where it doesn't feel like you're walking up the river every day. You don't need to suffer, compete, be better than another, because there is room for everyone on top. You do not need to sacrifice to receive good, to feel good, in order to be taken care of by life. We are the ones that limit ourselves. And we are also the ones that can liberate ourselves. And what is meant for you is already yours. I look at my beautiful son, my child. I couldn't have possibly fathomed or created this myself. It was meant for me. The people that come into my life, that I build and cultivate deep relationships with, there's something so much greater than me. So what are the tangible steps on how to receive with ease? So the steps, they're not necessarily linear because it's a continuous practice and it's something you can cultivate and practice daily. Number 1, rest. If you feel overwhelmed, overworked, anxious, your priority is to rest, period. And rest is so productive. And we've been taught that somehow it's weak or lazy, but that's a patriarchal lie. Rest is where rebirth, rejuvenation, and creation happens. Step number 2 is cultivate joy in your life. Find moments of joy from petting your cat or your dog, or playing with your children, going for a midday walk in the park, sipping your cup of tea slowly. Maybe if you're able to, book a spa day. Giving yourself the moments of self-care and nourishment and pleasure are so much more than just acts of self-love, because they are signaling to the universe that you're saying, yes, this is more of what you want and what you're able and willing to receive. Gratitude is step 3. Gratitude is a magnifier for your good. So really take a moment, look at the blessings that you have. And if you're able to, set a timer every day for 2 minutes. And you can either write them down or feel them. Just go inwards and just feel the gratitude and just flicker through your mind of the things that you're so grateful for. My beautiful home, my super cozy bed, the coffee that I have, my health. Step number 4, metabolize the stress and identify the limiting beliefs. So as you go through life, emotions will come up, and it's absolutely necessary to allow yourself to feel the emotions. And I, for one, understand that it's not always possible in that moment, but to give yourself and carve out that time to feel them is going to help to metabolize and train your nervous system that it's okay to feel. And it's going to also help you with experiencing where those hidden blocks are, those deeper feelings of doubt or unworthiness, and to move through those limiting beliefs. Step number 5 is understand your feminine cycle. Learn how to cycle sync. Know when you have your peak energy and your lowest energy. What would it look like if we raised a future generation of women to take care of themselves first, and how to honor rest and their wombs? And step number 6, ask for help. Ask for help when you need it. So what if our true work was to metabolize our emotions, heal and train our nervous systems to be in a state of ease, to identify those limiting beliefs, and to reprogram ourselves? Now, I'd like to invite you to take a practice with me of receiving today, to drop out of the mind for a moment into the heart. I'll guide you through just a 1-minute meditation. So either with the eyes at a gentle gaze or closing them, let's go within for a moment. Maybe even bring your right hand over your heart and your left hand over your womb. Just take a deep breath. And just feel your heart space for just a moment, your beating heart. And I'd like you to visualize a golden river above your head. And this golden river is the flow of all that is, the consciousness and life and brilliant abundance that's always accessible to you. And I'd like you to envision from this golden flowing river above your head, a strand of that, a little river goes into the top, the crown of your head. And it begins to fill up your entire crown chakra and fill up your body. and just see and how can you receive more of this right now. Notice how receptive you are in the moment. And now take a deep breath in and open up your eyes and come back. Thank you so much for going on that journey with me. And here's a free gift for you. If you'd like a full 25-minute guided meditation of receiving with ease, feel free to scan this QR code and I'll send it directly to your inbox. I will also drop it in the link for you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Santa. Beautiful, beautiful. Loved it, loved it. Okay, gosh, the day is flying by.